Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Birl Talk, the series where we talk about our wins, our challenges, and just the everyday stuff that's going on in building a circular fashion tech startup. So this week, we actually had a really good problem, which is that we had too many things to talk about and we had to snip down the list, but it means we're going to have lots to talk about over the next weeks. So today, what we're focusing on, we have a new hire in the business, which is really exciting. This one came about really fast, and it'd be really cool to hear from me as well how this happened. We've also had a few kind of networking events, roundtables, and that kind of stuff going on. I went to one in London this week, which was really exciting, what this VC fund is building. And then we've also got some next week. Our two founders, Cam and Pete, are taking a trip to Holland in the next couple of weeks to do some really exciting work with some of our partners. And finally, we've had some exciting competition nominations in the last couple of weeks. You might have seen it on our LinkedIn, but we'll talk about them in a bit more detail. So, without further ado, can we touch on the new hire in the business, Cam?
Yeah, really exciting actually. We've welcomed a new full stack engineer to the team, Yaya. And quite interesting. I think maybe Birl Talk a few weeks ago now we were talking about hiring, and it is, baying for a lot of business, whatever size you are. And we've tried lots of various things from sort of recruitment to platforms to help hire, LinkedIn, etc. And it's been hit and miss really for us, and also quite costly and a big sort of time drain for the team. But this one came about from a contact of ours. There's another company who we were actually on a tech accelerator. We first started when it was really we were at concept stage. They were a little bit ahead of us in terms of their stage journey, and we got a good relationship with the two founders there, and kept in contact since. Really, that's the great thing about accelerators. I think it's, without going off on a tangent, some of them, the material can be quite generic, and you kind of feel, oh, it's not that relevant because they can't tailor it to each specific startup on the stage you're at. But what is we found really handy, we've done a couple of them, is the network of other founders you build up, because then you can just go to them and they can, all the problems or issues you're having with different stages, you get there, they can give you some great advice. So these founders we kept in contact with, they're kind of local Northwest, really good bunch. But unfortunately, they're closed down their business. It's got to a point where they can't really continue anymore. And one of them gave me a call and just said, hey, are you looking to hire? Because we've got this amazing engineer. He's brilliant. He's been with us for a year and a half. Unfortunately, we haven't shut down, but I think it'd be a really good fit for you. So obviously, we're always looking for great talent, and had a couple of calls, met the rest of our tech team, and felt his experience really lined up, and probably most importantly for me, not just having obviously some really good engineering background and experience, it was understanding that he's worked at that kind of startup, the stage we're at. It can be, as you know, Jess, it can be scrappy, priorities changing all the time. So anyway, I joined. What was interesting, had a call. I think he handed his sort of notice in with his company on the Wednesday, and he was starting with us Thursday, so yesterday. So really exciting. But just kind of shows, you never know where people are going to join the team from. So it was quite a good win for us. Exciting.
Yeah, it's really serendipitous, and it's true of startups. For someone to hand in notice one day and start the next day is like unheard of in the corporate world, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what shows. So there's a good lesson there for all of us with that network and stuff like that. Because sometimes you're building those, and then we do it on the other side on partners or commercial things. Sometimes it doesn't feel like you're getting an immediate payoff, or can be transactional or like that. But you kind of build those relationships, and they will come to fruition. It's really powerful. Really, that's it's a good win for us. So yeah, really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that leads quite nicely into the next agenda item as well, which is the events kind of schedule that I've been to in London. And just like you said, we've discussed it. I went to a really nice event on Wednesday with Spin Ventures, which is a VC fund. They also have House of Circularity. They also have Rewired. So their goal is to bring together kind of startups and players in the circular fashion, regenerative fashion, sustainable fashion industry, and kind of help everyone to progress. So it's much less about everyone competing in their silos and more about everyone coming to work together. And like you said, the networking aspect kind of changes the game. as everyone probably knows, but it was really, really exciting and inspiring to be in a room full of people who are really experts in what they're doing and really driven, really passionate about what they're doing. We're all working to the same goals. You'll have conversations with people where you say, I guess we're kind of not competitors, but we're in a way, some people might think that we're competing or that we might start to like edge into each other's territory, but actually everyone in the room is here for the same reason. We all want to make the world and the fashion industry a better place. And it's really, really inspiring to just be talking with people who are so passionate about it. So yeah, I met a lot of really inspiring founders, people working in these kind of startups, learned a lot as well because the kind of topic of the roundtable wasn't actually exactly where we play, but I learned a lot about regenerative kind of fashion. And yeah, we had some nice beers on a rooftop, and it was great. So thanks to Spin for that, and I'm sure we'll be attending more of their events, and it's really exciting what they're doing. So if you kind of work in the industry and you don't know of them yet, definitely worth checking them out. And yeah, next week we have a couple more events. There's a Draper's Supply Chain Summit, and then we're going to the British Footwear Association Summit in Coventry on Thursday. So looking forward to meeting more partners, brands, industry players, and yeah, just high off the networking at the moment. So, sorry, Pete, go ahead.
Doing a great job. Yeah, it's really nice to see you, at all the events and every single one you're coming back with something new. So yeah, it's exciting to see.
Cool. So next on our agenda is your trip to Holland, guys. I'm going to start by saying I'm slightly offended that I'm not invited, but I'm sure it's just because I'd overshadow you or something. So I won't take it too personally.
I mean, to be fair, it starts at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday and we get back at like 5 p.m. on a Wednesday. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of fun time in it, but really excited to go out there. We're crossing over into Germany as well, so it's going to be a lot going on. But we've got sort of three reasons really why we got to go, and excited to go. We've got partners that are expanding into Europe, who are UK based. We've got one partner or brand, sorry, that is actually moving their warehouse from the UK to Europe in the next year. So we're looking at being able to help them as well, sort of shift what we're doing with them over to Europe. And then we've also got some new exciting leads in the pipeline that are looking for a European operation. So there's lots of exciting reasons, and Europe's ahead of the UK in terms of the restorative and repair side of things. So looking to learn and to get a lot from the trip really, and be able to offer more and more diverse services to the brands that we work with. And I think that just sort of be super clear, for Birl's long-term goal is to be able to offer the same service to a brand across all their key territories. And obviously Europe is a key side of that, and a lot of the side of things that we do is in Holland or in Germany. So for us, it's just a really nice addition to be able to better serve the brands that we're already working with, and new brands, and looking forward to doing it and seeing what we can learn. Because I think part of the process side of things, there'll always be a little bit of Bob that we can add into what we're doing here in the UK as well. So yeah, lots of good stuff, and hopefully we can come back with more knowledge than we left with, really.
And a keychain.
And a keychain. What keychain do we need to bring, Matt?
I don't know. What's that?
I brought back a Viking for my little boy from Copenhagen, and Moose for my little girl from Sweden. So yeah, we're in the keychain game actually, to be fair, in our family. So yeah, we probably do need to bring back a keychain.
I've never been to Holland either.
Really? Yeah. Oh, a windmill or clogs?
I said windmill. Yeah, that's what I think. Something like that. Yeah, so never been. So it's another country to tick off. I don't know how I've never been, but
that's crazy.
It's a good country.
Yeah, amazing. And for our last agenda item, we're going to talk about competitions that we've been involved with, shortlisted for recently. There's some really exciting ones, and also linking up with some really exciting events that are coming up. So Cam, would you like to tell us about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, really exciting. I don't know if this is like a award season or competition season. It feels like, there's a lot going on at the moment, which is exciting. But yeah, there's a couple this week. The Business Cloud, which is a really good online business publication, very prevalent in the Northwest, that covers everywhere, but kind of Northwest focus. But they have their yearly retail top 50. So it's basically highlighting where they see, and they've got a panel of sort of judges and writers who kind of assess what's going on in that ecosystem. So they have the retail top 50. The year before, we came, I think it was 11th or 12th.
11th.
No, Peter, no, you remember that. And then anyway, yeah, we found out we came 5th this year, so sort of slowly climbing up the rankings, but really great because it puts Birl in the profile. But obviously, what we're building is getting that kind of recognition from that ecosystem. So that's really exciting. So that was a good win. We posted on LinkedIn if anyone saw it there. And then you're really exciting. I think we've referenced before. I think we probably say it's the best event we've been to is Vivant's Pulse Summit. We went first time last year. It's over a couple of days in May in London, and it's a great event because it's got some fantastic sort of brands in the room. It's got some great partners and tech players. So we felt fantastic, really good networking, really good meeting and seeing what other people are doing, some great talks. And they've done a new thing this year where they've one of the sort of awards they've done is for innovation, so kind of disruptive sort of innovation tech, and they've shortlisted 6 companies, and Birl made the list, which is great because we're probably a bit earlier than a lot of them on there. Again, great to have Birl showcased at an event that is so prevalent to what we're doing in that category. So I think we get to go to a couple of sort of side events from that as well, which will be quite fun. So yeah, it's been a really good week in terms of getting some good awards and good wins for the team. So keep going, everyone.
Yeah, amazing. Well, thank you everyone for joining Birl Talk this week. And really excited for the next one already, because as I mentioned at the start, we have some overflow items. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Bye.